Episode 20, The Master Architect, Integrating Your New Reality. Welcome back to the final episode of The Inner Architect. We have traveled through 20 layers of the human psyche, from the depths of the shadow to the heights of transcendence. This podcast is brought to you by www.selfdevelopmentpsychology.com, your home for the lifelong mastery of the self. Today is not a day for new information. It is a day for integration. An architect can draw 1,000 blueprints, but eventually the scaffolding must come down and the building must stand on its own. Today, we are removing the scaffolding. We are looking at the complete structure of the person you have become over these 20 sessions. We are going to conduct the final inspection and discuss how you will carry this inner world out into a chaotic and beautiful outer world. Part 1. The Retrospective, the Bricks of the Soul. To spend these 45 minutes effectively, we must first look back at the ground we've covered. A master architect never forgets the foundation. The substructure. We began with identity and the shadow. You learned that you are not who you thought you were, but rather a vast landscape of both light and dark. The mechanicals. We mastered neuroplasticity and dopamine. We fixed the wiring of your brain, moving from distraction to deep work. The climate control. We developed emotional intelligence and self-talk. You learned to regulate your internal temperature so that the external storms no longer dictate your peace. The gates. We set boundaries and practiced vulnerability. You learned who to let in and how to show up with your armor off. At www.selfdevelopmentpsychology.com, we see this not as a linear path, but as a spiral. You will revisit these episodes again and again, each time at a higher level of consciousness. Part 2. The Concept of Self-Actualization. To reach the depth of a final session, we must address the apex of the psychological pyramid, self-actualization. The legendary psychologist Abraham Maslow described this as the desire to become everything that one is capable of becoming. But many people misunderstand this. They think it's about perfection. As we discussed in Episode 9, Vulnerability, and Episode 11, Growth Mindset, the Master Architect does not seek a perfect building. A perfect building is a museum. It's dead. A Master Architect seeks a living building. Self-actualization is the state of being fully online, where your actions, your values, and your biology are all singing the same note. It is the end of internal friction. Part 3. The Grand Opening, Walking into the World. How do you take this inner architecture into your workplace, your marriage, and your community? The world will try to pull you back into your old blueprints. People who knew the old you might be uncomfortable with the new you. They might try to trigger your imposter syndrome, Episode 4, or push against your new boundaries, Episode 6. Reflection pause. Can you feel the strength in your foundation now? When the world pushes, the Master Architect doesn't push back with anger. They stay grounded in their secure attachment, Episode 15, and their resilience, Episode 8. You don't need the world's permission to be the person you've built. You are the owner of the structure. Part 4. The Maintenance of Mastery. Sustainable growth, Episode 19, is the mark of a master. You now have the maintenance manual. When you feel anxious, label the emotion, Episode 5. When you feel stuck, apply the 5-minute rule, Episode 14. When you feel empty, return to your why, Episode 18. At www.selfdevelopmentpsychology.com, we recommend a quarterly blueprint review. Every 3 months, sit down with the notes from these 20 episodes. Ask yourself, where is my structure leaning? Which room have I neglected? This is how you ensure that 10 years from now, your inner world is even more magnificent than it is today. The Final Commission. Your journey as a student of this podcast is ending, but your journey as a master architect is just beginning. You have been given the tools to design a life of focus, meaning, and power. But these tools come with a responsibility. A master architect is also a mentor. The light you have cultivated in your own inner world is now a beacon for others who are still lost in their own shadows or distractions. Long reflection pause. Look at the person you were 20 episodes ago. Feel the difference in your breath, your confidence, and your clarity. You didn't just listen to a podcast, you participated in an act of creation. You are no longer just a resident of your life, you are the architect of it. Clothing thoughts. Thank you for trusting me with your time and your mind over these 20 sessions. It has been the honor of my life to guide you through these blueprints. For all the worksheets, diagrams, and deep dive resources mentioned throughout this series, please visit www.selfdevelopmentpsychology.com. This is where our community of architects continues to build, learn, and grow together. We have advanced masterclasses and coaching programs waiting for you when you are ready for the next level of construction. The scaffolding is down, the doors are open, the lights are on. This has been a production for www.selfdevelopmentpsychology.com. My name is your name, or AI voice name, and for the final time in this series, you are the architect. Now go and build something beautiful.